How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's having a good Friday, TGIF, right? That's what I say. That's what Jack says. Good boy, Jackson. Jackson has a bully stick, so you might hear something in the background, but that's per usual. That always happens, right? Okay, well, let's look and see how these funds finished out. Finished out the week. I didn't have a lunch update. I just had a morning update. Let's look at the individual pages. Okay, so look at that. Is that right? I'm almost thinking that has to be an error. Triple QY made another full profit. Surely that's wrong. Let me make sure. Let's see what they did. They sold the 19,630 strike option for $65, but we need at least 19,630. And the market closed at 19,630 and 76 cents. Son of a bitch. Look at that. 76 cents above max profit. Wow. I mean, that's hitting the nail on the head. My quotes are like 15 minutes behind and the market's still trading, or it was 15 minutes ago. So I guess this isn't official yet either. In any event, that looks like they're in pretty good shape. My charts are 50 minutes behind. So it was well in the money 15 minutes ago. Right now, it's barely in the money. So we'll see. But they're still settling out the trades for the day. It was still a great day, great week, great everything. All right, while we're here, let's check out the chart for JEPY. Of course, JEPY trades SPX options. So, all right, so there's SPX profit box. So these guys sold the 54.45 strike. They needed to at least get to here. This was the break even, and it looks like they're just going to make it. So now let's look at the spreadsheet. See what the spreadsheet says. Spreadsheet's actually showing $159,000 loss at this point. But like I always say, it's 15 minutes behind. Let me hit refresh. And sometimes it's more than 15 minutes behind. There's a hack to get live quotes on Google Finance. There's a script or something you have to run, and somebody in a Discord that I'm in knows how to do it. I need to ask them how to do that. Some kind of a hack, I think, almost. All right. Well, anyway, so yeah, this is showing these guys were going for 322,000, and right now they're actually, it looks like they're going to lose about 150,000. So they sold the 54.45 for $13.60. Call it $14. Subtract 14 from 54.45, you get 54.30. Well, anyway, you got 54.32, but I was going to say 54.31.40 is the exact number. So I was just trying to round it. In any event, the market right now is trading at 54.24, so that's the problem. We're 5 points shy. So that 5 points, these are worth 50 a point times 237 contracts, and that equals that amount right there. Well, the good news is, so that's the first L we've taken all month. That's incredible. The other good news is even with that loss, it just takes 2 cents off the earnings per share. Earnings per share are still 43 cents. The dividend's still a very respectable 80 cents. So other things being equal, it looks all right. I would rather not see that loss, but all right. So here's Russell, and they're going to have a pretty good size loss, it looks like, because they didn't even get close to their profit box. They had a pretty big gap down this morning, and they never really rallied. They just basically went a little bit further down and then sideways. So let's see what the accounting says. I have a feeling it's going to be ugly. Yeah, it's been an ugly month for these guys. My gosh, look at that, 2.3 million. But I mean, that 2.3 million is nothing, but to lose every other day all month, that kind of stuff just doesn't happen typically. I guess it has been to Russell lately. Look, last month wasn't much better. This is more typical. That's more typical for sure. Let's go back a little further while I'm looking at this. It's not scientific, but you can see that there's streaks of a lot of green, but boy, Russell, that was not a good month either. Let's go back another month. This month is very respectable. That's more typical. About 2/3 winners, 1/3, you know, an occasional big loser and mostly winners. That's how they're actually designed to work. It doesn't mean they always do. So here's January. Oh, actually, here's February. February is very respectable. Well, it looks respectable. They lost 99 cents a share on the month, so not so respectable. Then March, they made 51 cents a share. Okay, it looks respectable, and it was actually really respectable. All right, well, anyway, April, they lost 45 cents a share, and I mean, they actually made 24 cents a share last month. And now we're down 24 cents a share this month. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's look at some of the YMAX stocks. Let's start with Tesla. Well, that's just straight sideways. There's just not a whole lot of trend in that chart right there, which makes a great case for options. That Tesla had strikes up here that appears to have expired worthless. All right, let me see this. Yeah, I don't think these guys have rolled yet. I just think that I didn't make the profit boxes come far enough across. My apologies. But those two strikes expired worthless, full profit. On the inverse fund, their put strike, short put strike, expired worthless. So if somebody's doing the trade where you have both of these, you're winning on both sides lately. It's a great trade when it stays, especially when it stays right between the strikes. And look what this stock's been doing lately. It's just been staying between the red strikes and the yellow strikes, which is the bullish and the inverse strikes. So, all right, well, pretty decent week for Tesla, even though it was down 2.4% today. Let's check out NVIDIA. Okay, so these guys rolled their strike into next week. It's the 135, and they're almost maxed already, but that's par for the course with NVIDIA. They actually have not very much. They're basically maxed. Well, check out MicroStrategies. The high yield fund is called Misty, MSTY. This thing is not, well, actually today though is up, but I guess it bounced from last night's close. I don't know how they figure it's up. Oh yeah, last night's close was there. I guess it is up. These guys, it looks like all their options expired worthless, which is good since they're short selling the options. That's the whole idea. We'll check out Coinbase. Now, the high yield fund is called Coney, CONY. Their options are still way out of the money, and they rolled into next week. Those are good till next week. They have a 2-strike ladder. So they're in good shape. Let's check out the buffer report, see what it looks like. All right, so this is for the day in the single names. Or no, I'm sorry, this is indexes. All right, well, look at FEPI. I mean, FEPI has a good day lots of times, but FEPI killing it today, up 74 bips. USOY, the new Defiance fund, absolutely murdering it today. I forgot to check out the chart for USO. Somebody corrected me the other day that USO, because I keep saying USOY it's based on commodities, it's an oil fund or whatever, and it isn't. USO is an ETF based stocks that happen to be oil companies. So maybe indirectly it has exposure. Definitely indirectly it has exposure, but it's not oil. It's oil stocks, oil securities. And not only that, it's American oil securities. That's why it's USO. So, you know, it may not, who knows? who knows how much, how similar it'll be to oil. It's somewhat similar, and I think it will offer somewhat of a diversifying factor and hedging factor, but maybe not as much as I was thinking originally, but we'll see. In any event, it had a good day today. USO was up 45 bips, and USOY, the high yield fund, the trades covered calls, was up 79 bips. Good job, Defiance. They opened this one at the right time, and you can see there. This was the call they sold. It expired today. It was at 76.50 was the strike they sold. So ideally, these guys wanted the market to quit right at 76.50 at the end of the day. Well, it's close enough. 76.12. They still made a nice profit because the premiums have been huge on these. Check this out. I really don't look at this too much. This spreadsheet's a mess, and I don't really show it to people but they don't sell options every day, so I don't know how to account for when that doesn't happen, but and how to just carry the values forward. But in any event, let's see. Let's update this real quick. Gosh darn it. All right, I appreciate your patience. This is kind of I don't really pay that much attention to this one. Oh, we're also going to look at Tress, the treasury alternative, right after this. Paste the formula right there. And then we'll do this. Yeah, this is actually okay. So here's what they do. I don't want that. All right, so they sold 310 options at the 76.50 strike, just like that. I showed you that profit box. They got 70 cents for these guys. You know, and that's only for 2 days. That's a lot of premium. So the break even is not calculated right. What in the heck? Oh, yeah, it is, because it's 76.50. That's right. Okay. So the break even 76.50 minus 70, which is 75.80 minus 70 cents. So that's the in the money amount was in the money half a point when they wrote the option. So the extrinsic was only 19 cents. So anyway, the extrinsic goes to this calculation right here, which goes to the dividend estimate. So like I said, that's just an estimate, but it's interesting to look at. But the premiums have been generous on these options so far. All right, so let's go back to let's look at this. Speaking of Tress, let's do this first. So Tress is a treasury alternative fund that's also Defiance. So not a lot of people have it, and it doesn't get a lot of love, and probably for good reason. It hasn't had a great performance yet, for whatever reason. So it hasn't got a lot of attention. Let's just say that. Well, it started to perk back to life, perk up a little bit, but not much. Oh my gosh. I mean, I guess the other day, between Thursday and Friday of last week, they took a massive gap up, a bullish gap, and kind of held it and are going up. So we'll see. They monetize volatility off the TLT, which is a treasury bond ETF, an ETF full of government bonds. Okay, so look at this red box. So here's what that option trade looks like. And when I say the option trade, I mean the profit and loss graph of the option trade. All right, here's what it looks like right now. So the option trade is up here. Anything under the line are short option positions. So they have a short 93 call, short 93 put, otherwise known as a short straddle. Then they have a long 94 call and a long 92 put, otherwise known as a strangle. This could be called a straddle strangle swap or a ratio diagonal. The reason it's ratio is because they have twice as many longs as shorts. They're long 500 and the longs are in the back expiration. The longs expire on July 5th, 3 weeks after the shorts do. The idea of this trade is the shorts lose their extrinsic value faster and you should be able to make money despite having twice as many longs. Okay, well, anyway, so right here, so I draw the valley of death. Well, the valley of death right now is just where it's a long volatility trade. You want to go to either extreme. You want prices way higher or way lower for this trade to be profitable. Well, right now the break even is 94.66. But what I do, let's drag it forward to let's drag this forward to Tuesday. So the break even is still at 94.66. Okay, so then what we do just to visualize it. I know not a lot of people like this fund. So some people don't even want me to cover it, but I'm going to cover it just a little bit, especially at the end of the week. No, it was actually 96.44, wasn't it? Okay. Well, in any event, okay, so you can see that's kind of the target. Now let's look back. Let's look back and make sure this is right. That's the profit and loss graph at expiration, but this is the target into next week. Yeah, so okay, so actually the valley of death shrinks a little bit next week. Next week it just has to get above 94.71. Okay, so watch. All right, that's the valley of death into next Tuesday. Let's see, and I drew it too far. Tuesday. There we go. For any of you guys that have Tress out there, but whenever we'll look at the chart at least real quick every day. All right, so that's good with that. So let's go back to the buffer report. So great job USOY, great job Tress. Those are two Defiance funds. So I like that. But just to be fair, TLTW is another fund that trades at TLT and had a nice day, and even a better day than Tress. So good job, TLTW. Now, TLTW, what they do that's different is they do a covered call. So they don't profit in both directions. They just profit, you guys know what covered calls, what they do. So, but this Tress is the only one that does this straddle strangle swap or ratio diagonal that I know of anyway. All right, well, let's look at the outperformers today. So USOY was an outperformer. Outperforming the benchmark's a big deal. QDTE is an outperformer. FEPY's an outperformer. FEPY's a perennial good performer, let's just say. So on the bad side, and IWMY has just had a rough time lately. ULTY down as well. All right, so now let's look at the single names. All right, so the single names are all over the place. The worst looking one's AIYY. I don't even know what happened there. I don't follow that one that much. MRNY. Bad day there. All right, so let's check this out. You guys have questions, put them in the comments. So what in the heck was crash up at the same time Tesla was up today? Well, Tesla was down, but not that much. Anyway, big day for crash. I just noticed that on the buffer report. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm glad to see that. It wasn't like Tesla was down a whole lot. Well, anyway, congratulations, crash or crush, however you guys say it. All right, I'm going to answer questions now. I'll quit talking. Or comments or whatever they are. All right, so what's going on here? Let's see. Who do I got with me today? Retired cop. All right, so retired. I forgot what I asked you once where you were from, but don't tell me. I want to say what Wasn't it like Wisconsin or somewhere? I don't know. Anyway, I'll try to remember next time if you tell me again. What's up, Bernard? Thanks for being here. All right, so you're liking AIPI. Thanks for the comment. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Happy Friday to you, Norman. Crash Crush. Yeah, CJ. Do I ever cover ULTY? I mean, not other than mentioning when it's up or down. I mean, when they first came out, I did a thing on their option strategy and stuff, but that they changed positions so fast, I can't keep up with it. I just watch Corey, and I just watch her every day. If I want to know what's going on, I tried to cover it, but it's just, you know, I do try to cover it indirectly. I try to see how it's doing compared to, you know, the other things. I'm interested in ULTY. I want to see it do really well. I think what's going to save ULTY is when they come out with the inverse ULTY. I'm going to tell Jay they ought to call it SULTY, salty, or something. I don't know. But here, I'm going to put up a chart to look at. But in any event, when they come out with that, think about that. It'll be covered page. It'll just be the same thing as the crash Tesla deal. But because it's on a basket of stocks, you no longer have to worry about one blowing out its strike and not really, you know, giving you the hedge you want, because that's going to happen in the Tesla and a crash situation, of course. Because if that didn't happen, it would mean that, you know, there's such thing as free money, and we know there's no such thing as free money. So that's what's going to happen is when an outlier event happens, the position's going to get crushed. Now, having said that, still a great idea, probably 99% of the time, and will save you a lot of volatility and probably be a great trade most of the time. I don't have a problem with it. However, when you go into a situation, a basket of 15 high volatility stocks like ULTY, and I just wish they would choose the same 15 stocks and just do an inverse ULTY. And I really wish they didn't even make you buy them together. And I wish they would just smash that fund together and it'd be a delta neutral fund. You wouldn't have to worry about NAV moving. Even if one or two of those stocks blew out a strike, you have 15 of them and you have all the inverses. So it's just a scheme to collect extrinsic. That's all I want to do. All I want money without risk. I want to be able to collect extrinsic safely without having to worry about, you know, you can do it. You can sell covered calls and collect extrinsic, but, you know, occasionally you'll get a stock where you get stuck holding the stock because it goes down a lot and you keep writing calls at lower and lower prices. So, you know, it's like anything else. There's no free money. Nothing works all the time. This is a damn good trade, though. And the ULTY and the salty would be a great trade. And that may be the first question I asked Jay in New York. We've got to have that. I mean, that's something like that would be key. Or what about this? What about an inverse YMAG or an inverse YMAX? What about just an inverse fund to fund of all of them? I'll just throw them all in a fund to fund, throw all the inverses in a fund to fund, and just call it mega yield, call it max yield. I mean, that's what I would call it, of course. I'd call it max. You wouldn't call it max convexity because this kind of trading doesn't really give you convexity. It's not designed to. It's designed for other stuff. But in any event, all right, guys, I'll stop filibustering. So let's see what else is going on. But yeah, I don't cover ULTY, but I'm pulling for it. And I'm pulling for it. But I would recommend, and I know it's not for everybody. I love Corey. I adore her. She's great. She helps me with my spreadsheets. But I'm just saying, if you're really interested in ULTY and what they're doing, I would watch her videos. She puts a lot of work into it. And I know they're long, but just fast forward to the parts you're interested in. But she is just a sweetheart, and she is just sharp as a tack. She's never traded an option. She's a data person. And I mean, she's sharp as a tack, I think. So anyway, I would honestly watch Corey. Just like if I ever really want to know what's going on with Tesla, I watch Retire on Dividends. I mean, yeah, I do a little kind of update here and there, and I look. But if I really want to know what's going on with Tesla or NVIDIA, I'm going to watch those because those are his baby. And I hope that people, if they really want to know what's going on with QQY, JEPY, IWMY, USOY, or Tress, they watch me. But in any event, ULTY is just not my baby. So yeah, it was Wisconsin. Kick ass. I'm happy to see that. All right. I wonder how I can just leave Norman's up there because it's so. Delete, put user. Oh, I can put one of you guys in a timeout. That's funny. All right. Did any of you guys see the live stream last night with Coach? Not Coach. With Oracle and who was it with? It was with Oracle and Kamir. Pretty interesting live stream. I watched. I mean, I didn't watch it last night. I watched it this morning. All right. Let's see what else we can talk about. Oh, I have one other thing to talk about, and then I'm going to let you guys go. Okay, so I need some advice. So I don't know if you guys saw my video on. I did a video, and we were talking about the reverse split in Tesla, and I said a reverse split doubles your dividend, and I caught so much shit for that, and rightfully so. I mean, because it does in theory. But what it actually does is it cuts your share count in half. So, yes. Anyway, I don't know. So from now on, I'm telling people that it cuts your share count in half. What happens. But I made a little spreadsheet, and if I can find it real quick, I might show it to you guys. With the Tesla. Well, I don't even need the spreadsheet. We're going to look at something. We can look at it right. We can look at it right here. I did make a spreadsheet, but I don't know what I called it, and I don't know if I could find it, but all I did was I averaged some stuff. Why does this do this every time? This computer is a loaner. My MacBook broke right before Vegas, right before New York. New York's like Vegas for an option trader, right before the stock exchange. But and it's the worst time for an extra expense. And I paid a lot just to get it checked and everything, and it's going to cost more to get it fixed. In any event, I borrowed a Dell from a friend. And it's great. It works great, but I'm just not. It's not what I'm used to. Pause on this side. My apologies, though. I appreciate you guys being patient. Okay, so all I was going to say, and I'm sure you guys saw this, and I went back and forth on comments, and I got nice comments. So I said I got a lot of shit. I didn't really. I mean, but what do you guys? Do you guys think I believe that you can say accurately that the dividend doubles because the share count halves. I mean, I have my mind can think to the next derivative of something, but I mean, so with me, I would understand. In other words, if you told me, hey, what if I said, hey, what happens when there's a reverse split? You said, hey, the dividend doubles. And then later on, I'd say my dividend didn't double. You say, well, yeah, I meant because your share count halved. It should double. And I would understand what you mean. But with some people, I guess not. Or, and I guess that's, to me, it's the same thing. You got, anyway, so look at this. So see this, okay, the share split, the split happened February, like 20th or something. So it's between these two X dates, right? So this X date, this 81 cents, 68 cents, and 64 cents are post-split, okay? So the pre-split average, on my spreadsheet, I just ran an average. The pre-split average was 78 cents, okay? The post-split average was 76 cents. So I shouldn't have never said the dividend doubles. I mean, because I should have said, what I should have said is the dividend, the payment, the dollars should stay roughly the same. The share count halves. The amount of the dividend that they quote, that they publish, theoretically should double. Anyway, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I'll listen to you guys now. But anyway, if somebody saw that video and I confused people, or I was wrong, or I made someone mad, I think I frustrated some people, but I didn't. But I didn't mean to. I was just going to say, my bad. All right. Well, I'm going to show you guys one other thing then, since I got a captive audience. I got any option traders here? All right. So look at these GME trades. And I've made some content on it, but you don't worry about watching the content. I put him in option strat, and I haven't even looked at myself. I want to see how it's doing. I just kind of want to see how it finished up. So, you know, the Tress trade I was just showing you guys, where you sell 2 options and you buy 2 options. This is the same. This is a similar trade, but this is how you could do it. You can construct it like this. This is the profit loss graph at expiration. And this takes advantage of like meme stocks, or if you think a stock's if you think the volatility on a stock's going to be high, or it is high already and is going to go higher, this particular kind of trade is sensitive to volatility, in that when volatility goes up, the potential for profit goes up. So really you're playing volatility more than anything in these types of trades. A 1 standard deviation move is about a $205 winner at current volatility. But usually at some of these meme stocks, they start short squeezing and they'll go up, but in volatility will go up 50% too, and you'll get outliers. So this is a strategy I really like. Be looking for more content on it. The expiration date on these are next Friday and the Friday after that. Let's see. So, and here's that. Okay, well, we already looked at the Tress trade, but here's one that goes out. Here's one that goes out further. This is my most aggressive one. This is if you're a super bull on GME. It's a real efficient way to make it's a lot more efficient than going out and buying calls, because you're selling calls. That 50 calls obscenely expensive. We sold it for $8.50. It's only worth 97 cents now. It's financing this whole position and giving you basically a free shot, or not a free shot, but a shot at upside without paying time decay, because you're taking in time decay to offset your time decay. So in any event, it's an interesting trade. On this one, if Roaring Kitty does something next week and it gets going again, this one has the most upside. And if that happens, volatility will get jacked. And if it goes up to, this trade could theoretically make $1,200 pretty easily on a $500 investment. So anyway, I love these double diagonals. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys do them. Other than that, I'll let you guys go. Have a great weekend, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to go through some of these contents. What's up, Retire? Hey, have you ever done a double diagonal, Retire? Yeah, Retire Cop. That's a good suggestion. Okay, so here's and I'm going to respectfully accept your suggestion, and I'm going to say from now on, it's every Friday afternoon. We'll meet here Friday afternoon at 3. If I do them more than that or whatever, I'll publish them. I'll publish them ahead of time. But yeah, we'll just do TGIF here or something like that. All right, but yeah, hey, we have a new commenter who's M. Sauls. Hey, Rod. Hey, Max. Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. But anyway, that's a great comment, Retired Cop. I appreciate you for making it. We'll start doing it once a week on Fridays. Well, we could talk about it. We'll talk about it sometime. It's not that big a deal. It sounds more impressive than it is. It's actually a really safe way. Look at this chart. Well, you probably saw my chart. It's actually a really safe. The reason I like it is because I hate to lose money. I have the feeling, kind of Retired, that you're similar to me. I always want to have a chance at unlimited upside, but I never want a chance at unlimited downside. That's how I am. So these kinds of trades, look at the profit loss on these. This one, the most you can lose is $400 or $500, but you have thousands of dollars of upside. And what's financing it is this 100 strike call. It's $1.40 when I made the content a few days ago. That's insane. It's ridiculous. There's no reason. It's at 33 cents now. That's financing the whole trade. That $1.40 is helping finance the whole trade. This 35 put down here that cost $11.05. It's only worth $8 now. That's helping finance the trade. Now, you don't want to be naked puts, right? So you own this 30 put, you own this put five strikes down further. So you don't, you'd never have any naked. You don't have to have naked margin to sell this. You do have to have, it's just all these are calendar spreads. You sell one option and buy another option. You know, there's no naked. It's actually a pretty nice little trade, and they're a great way to make earnings trades too. I think it's a way to make earnings trades. Anyway, so what you're really betting on is volatility. If we get a short squeeze in this stock and it goes to 65 or 80, it's not going to go on low volatility. It's going to go on high volatility. Not financial advice, but in my opinion. You know, and if he tweets again, or they find out over the weekend he's something, I mean, boom, this is going to open up 50% higher volatility on you know, Monday, or, you know, even if you don't go all the way to expiration, you know, even if you just go into Tuesday, halfway through next week, you know, if this goes up to 65 or something, you're looking at $1,000, $1,300, and if you take it all the way to expiration. So anyway, but yeah, I love these kinds of trades. I'll make some more content on them, and I'll put them in the Discord. I appreciate you guys listening to me. I'm enthusiastic about option trading, and that's my most enthusiastic kind of trade. I'm thinking about making a Discord just to teach people that trade, and calling it I don't know. But I just don't want to get into this. I just don't want the drama. I can't deal with the trolls, and I can't deal with having to ban people. I'm just not a good principal. I'm more of the guy in the class that's cutting up, trying to, you know, dodge from the principal. So, but I think my channel's maxed out because I don't have a Discord. I'm afraid I have to get one, as much as I don't want to. But I think I could add value if it could be something that only I know about. And I think I'm kind of a specialist in that trade. So anyway, whatever. All right. So Corey, what's up with you, Corey? Yeah, everything. Tell me about it. Everything you do, Corey, is above my pay grade, you know, and everything Rod does too. I mean, I can't, these spreadsheets are, I mean, the YMAX trades give me a headache. Defiance is so easy. They sell one put a day. It could not be any easier. And I still sometimes mess it up. I'm not saying I do it great, but YMAX, you know, where they roll half a synthetic and then they have a creation unit come in. So then they cover some calls from this week and they roll part of that position into next week. My God, I mean, that's a freaking headache. It takes me time retired to watch your show and figure out what's happened, even after you describing it, just enough to make the profit boxes. I mean, I have to think about it sometimes. They do some complicated stuff. You do a great job recovering it, retire. I know that everyone tells you that, but yeah, no, Corey's not sleeping tonight. Corey needs to sleep. She needs to get some sleep this weekend. I'm going to try to get some rest this weekend and try to get ready for New York. I sure am excited about that. I'm excited to meet everybody. What's up, Echo? Hey, why don't you buy a plane ticket and meet us in New York? I don't know if we could get you. Oh, yeah, actually, they said we could have guests. I'll try. I think I could get you on the floor. Yeah. I mean, Jay said we could each have 3 guests, but we're past the deadline. So I don't know. But you could come to New York and we could all hang out. Oh, New York's next. It's next Thursday and Friday, the 20th and 21st. Yeah, I don't either. But I have a really good looking sport jacket, and I have some really good looking slacks. They just said business casual. You know, you can. There's guys. I look at the other bell ringing ceremonies. There's guys there without ties on that just have a suit and a shirt on, but most of the guys have ties on. I'm sure Jay will have a tie on. But I think it'll be all right. Yeah, Echo, I hear you. It'd be great though. It'd be great. Yeah, I know it's too late. I'm just trying to be nice. I bet they'd make an exception for Echo. He can't come anyway, and his wife's not going to let him out of the house anyway. I know it. I try to get people in my family to come with me, but I asked so late and stuff but I'd love for anyone in my family if they would have come, but yeah, it may be too late. Hey, Echo, full disclosure, Corey's right. They told us we had to know by yesterday, and so we haven't told him. So I'm just saying it. Full disclosure, Corey's right. We may not be able, anyway. Just full disclosure. Yeah, I don't know if I wouldn't be able to get it past my wife whenever I was married, and maybe that's why I'm not married anymore. I should have just been more honest, I guess. Anyway, all right, Corey. Well, anyway, but seriously, do you guys think it'd be a good idea for me to get my own Discord? You don't have to tell me. We'll talk about it some. We'll talk about it some other time. Yeah, I want to join the live Friday morning. Who's gonna? Oh yeah, we need to all. So we're gonna have a live Friday morning. Let's talk about that. So. So yeah, I don't drink, so I'll probably be up, and I'll be on Texas time, so I'll be up at 5 o'clock. I'll probably get up and go walk the streets. Okay, well, yeah, that'll be awesome. I hear you, retired cop. We'll tell you all about it. If you guys have something special you want me to ask Jay, if it's one of you guys, retired cop or Echo, or one of the regulars, just DM it to me and I can ask him privately, because I'm like Hunter Biden now. I'm basically trying to sell my access to the big guy. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Yeah, keep your wallet in your front pocket for sure. That's good advice. Good advice from a city boy. See, I'm a country boy. I'm friendly. I'll be walking down the street and I'll see somebody that's looks like they're hurt or something, and I'll stop to help them. Hello, ma'am, could I help you? And then they'll stick a gun and, a knife in my chest and give me all your money. I mean, I'm from Austin. I'm going to say howdy. And I was from Oklahoma before Austin. That's even friendlier than Austin. Oklahoma's the friendliest people in the world. Yeah. Did you hear I don't know, Echo, if you got on before my rant on a ULTY and an inverse ULTY combination. But yes, I like that combination too. I will, Echo. I will, 100%. I promise. I'm not going to forget this time. Yeah, I know it. We have a house full of them down here in Austin. I mean, there's 4 or 5 within region. I'm not even a gun guy, but my friends are. So there's a lot around here. But everyone has guns. Things are real safe down here because no one does anything because everyone has guns. Anyway. All right, guys. Well, I guess I'll let you guys go. I don't want to use up your whole afternoon. I'm going to go do something with Jax maybe. I'm working on some videos. I found a new fund. I want to tell you guys one more thing. I'm going to tell you guys one more thing, and I'll let you guys go. I found a new fund, but I'm not going to say the symbol yet because I don't want to spoil my video. But in any event, it's one of the guys. Yeah, it'd be awesome to bring Jax. One of the guys that's going to be there, it's Mike Venuto, or how do you say his name? Mike. He's the title. He's either the COO or the CEO, but he's the big cheese. Anyway, so I knew he was going to be there, so I just asked for an interview with him. Well, it turns out he manages this fund I'm doing a review on, and it's a really badass fund. So watch for the review this weekend, and then it'll probably bring up more questions. And then when I talk to Mike in person, I have an interview with him right after I talk with Jay. So next week when I talk with Mike in person, I'm going to be able to ask him about this fund. But it's a really cool fund. And don't someone try to figure out what it is. I shouldn't have even said who the manager was. So I'm excited about this video. No one's ever done a video on this fund before. It's not that great, but it's whatever. But anyway, be looking for that video this weekend. Boy, I would like to bring Jax. All right, guys. You guys have a great weekend. If I don't talk to you before, I'm sure I'll be talking with some of you guys in Discord. But if I don't talk with the rest of you guys, be back here. Okay, now, here's the thing. Next Friday, no live stream probably because I'll be on the plane. We'll probably do the live stream maybe next Thursday, maybe. We'll figure something out. But anyway, from now on, live streams every Friday, except next Friday. All right. Have a good one. See you.